Hello again.
Lead meeting. I'm ready.
Yay. Could you please introduce yourself and say a little bit about who you are?
Yeah, my name is Kennedy. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm a PSU alumni, kind of. And I'm a trans Indigenous designer of color here in Portland, but I live in Hillsborough. Um, yeah, I don't know what else. Okay.
That's perfect. So, how do you document your life and experiences?
I think a way I've been documenting my life, like since coming out and before that, was videos. And I think it's because I was a film major and I really, 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 really love movies. It's like my favorite thing to do. Whenever I'm sad or like in trouble, I just like put a movie and just like escape the world. But yeah, I just really find it interesting to document like important parts of your life through video because you can always like look back at it when you're like 80 and be like, oh my gosh, I was so stupid, or like I'm glad I did that or something. And I think I really wanted to do it because I wanted to document my transition. Like I remember growing up, like I wanted to learn more about what the knowledge of like explaining to everyone like, oh, like I'm trans and because of this and this. It was more like I like didn't understand queer language or like oh, your internet connection is insane.
I think you're good.
Trans people I ever came to know about when I was younger was like the people on Jerry Springer, like that kind of gross,
Mm,
the gross segments and just like CSI, like special unit victims and stuff like that. It kind of scared me that like I always thought when I looked at stuff like that, I'm like, oh, am I gonna like end up on Jerry Springer because I am like trans? Yeah, so I was like, okay, like in 100 years, I hope hopefully someone looks at my videos and they can know that like they're not alone and that people 100 years ago like went through something similar. So they're not alone and they have like this frame of reference into like what the transgender experience is, my transgender experience, because people have different experiences in life. I think when I was a film major, I never really saw people doing like films about queer subjects or anything like that. So I was like, ooh, like I want to do that. I'm glad I like started doing like recording my life through YouTube and film because like literally I think it was like a week ago I like binge watched all my old videos and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so cringe, but I'm like so glad I like started like filming that because it's like I can
yeah.
look at this forever, have this nostalgia of this cringe time. But for the longest time I thought I still looked like, no, I felt like I hadn't really changed a lot since like transitioning, and then I like binge watched all my old videos, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I look so different, and like just my way of thinking, and like yeah, I've changed a lot. I just realized, but yeah,
What was it like going back and watching all of those?
it was like I got like this like heavy nostalgic feeling, and like it wasn't sad, but it was more um like a reflection of like, oh my gosh, like you went through all that and like it seems so impossible like to be in a place where I am right now with having like a loving family and I guess a supporting system. And I thought like that was something that would happen on like um TV shows, like where a trans person got a happy ending, but little did I know that my family actually doesn't hate me. So it's like looking back at those videos, I remember it just like thinking about all the fear I had, and I'm still scared a little bit of just like I'm not even halfway to where my goal is in my like medical transition or life transition, I guess. But I don't know, it was very like eye-opening just seeing the changes I've been through and like the stages of life I've gone through. Because I remember like when I first started like filming, I like wanted to record like things that felt really special to me. Like I think I have a birthday video, like a I recorded my dad's like 45th birthday, I think, and then just like summer videos and all that. And it's just, I don't know, it was just like, I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad I have this happy memory of that time. It's, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Has making videos changed the relationships in your life, like in your real life at all?
Every time I look back at those videos, I always just like when I'm done, I like hug my mom and dad because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I want to have these memories forever, and I want to be 80 and look back at this and be like, I was crazy and happy. But I don't think my family like is so involved with my videos, and I don't think they even watch it that much. So I think it's just like it started as like a little project for me, and like I was filming all this just so I could look back at it, and it still is that. And I haven't like done anything in like I think 7 months. I'm like really bad at it, but yeah, I think it's like a more of a personal project for myself to like look back at.
What is your process for like when you get inspired to make a video?
Um, so usually I think at the beginning when I was a film major, I like had this whole process of like, okay, like I would write down my ideas of like what I wanted to document. Like, oh, if I knew my birthday was coming, I'd like I want to document the moment I wake up to like the end of the night, and just like my journey through that whole day, and just like the ways of me expressing my gender, I guess. But now it's like whenever I like feel something special, like in the moment, I'll just whip out like my iPhone and just like record something. And yeah, I think now it's more like whenever I have that special happy feeling, I'm like, I need to record this. But then like I try not to like record everything. I think I used to be really bad at recording because I'm like, ugh, I have to record and stand there. But now it's just like if I get 5 seconds, I'm happy.
You are someone that has such an amazingly specific aesthetic with everything you do, whether it's the design work that I know from school or your videos or just like little doodles you made on my binder we were in class. What are some of the things that inspire you visually?
Um, I think for the longest time, it was maybe like femininity that inspired me, and just like I guess femininity in a way of like what does like society deem feminine, and like I don't know. I kind of like society looks at femininity like a Pinterest board, like oh like all these little like pretty images, but like to me it was like these badass women and femme identifying people that like I strive to be like when I was little, and that I looked up to. And just I don't know. It's like I think there's like a certain like aesthetic that I really like. It's very generic, like
No.
glossy, yeah. Um, like what's that? I think it's called like cottage lesbian. No, wait, is it
Yeah, cottage core.
cottage core lesbian movement? I don't know, just very homey, but like simple. I really, really love simple stuff.
How has your approach to documenting your life changed with your gender identity, if at all?
Um, I don't. I think at first it was more like because I started documenting like even before I was out. So like I think at first it was more like I'm just gonna have it like super PG-13 like document something like super normal, like going out to eat, and then after transitioning, it was more like I want to document raw like feelings and raw unfiltered like parts of my life, because I think that's something super important to show that like it's not an easy journey. Like I think I have like at least like 3 videos that I'm like crying in, and I'm like but yeah, it's, I don't know, I think it's more about like being truthful to who I am in my transition.
Woo!
Actually, I like
Yes.
that, and I don't like it. Never mind. I'm back. I feel like, what's his name? The guy who made, I was a film major, but I don't know his name. The guy, the guy who made, the guy who's into feet.